I personally believe that if I give you a fish, it's not as beneficial as teaching you how to fish. Today's introduction is going to be on several videos that are related to C2C in doing GraphGAN work. You know the pictures when doing corner to corner? That's what we're going to be discussing today. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to quickly talk about it, and then we're going to do a walkthrough of the pattern itself on screen, and then I'm going to leave you to be able to fish. So we have a video on how to do corner to corner in the GraphGAN format, reading the graphs, making the graphs, and also doing color changing and being able to do all of that. So that video has been around a long time, and I used my friend Sarah from Repeat Crafter Me as an example to be able to do it with a teddy bear. That video is actually widely used, and there's a lot of kudos on it, and I think it's almost the standard when it comes to this. So what we have is, over the years, is Yarn Inspirations has presented several patterns, like tons of patterns, in C2C format. And the problem with the C2C format is that, you know, I could show you row by row and changing the colors on a particular pattern, but I find that people will say to me, you know, I wish you would have done a reindeer instead of a bear, or I wish you would have done a lighthouse instead of something else. And so for me as a tutorial host, it gets very difficult to be able to comply with those kind of requests, because the fact is that once you understand how to do these graphs or even make these graphs, it's basically up to your own story of what you want to complete. So I'm going to refer to that video in the video description if you would like to access that, because that is where you can learn to fish instead of just eating fish. And therefore, even on Yarn Inspirations, the Crochet Crowd, Repeat Crafter Me, for example, you can find these graphs and basically run to town if this is a concept that is of interest to you. We are seeing more and more pop art when it comes to the corner to corner that you'll see here on our selection. So in the more information of the video, not only is the video on learning how to do this concept also there, but you're going to see a whole whack of other patterns that are available where the graphs are already done for you. So that's really quite exciting. So without further ado, I'm going to talk specifically about the pattern that was showcased in the thumbnail, and we're going to walk through each one of those. And currently on my list I have 22 of those, and so each one of those will be a different video, and this is the same introduction for each.
So it is the year of the gnomes with our friend at Sarah at Repeat Crafter Me for 2022, and each month there is a new gnome that's coming out in C2C format. In June, at the time of recording on June 6th, it was the June strawberry gnome, and you can see it's really quite cute. So they're being puzzled together with other months. You have the Easter, you have other months of the season, just like you see. And as the year is progressing, you get more and more of these gnomes that she's presenting. And so it is the same format of following it in the C2C format, just being able to make it. She's recommending, let's just take a look at the yarn of choice that she's recommending. It is here somewhere, and it's really kind of fun. So let's just look at the gnome. So let's get the January gnome here. So these articles are very specific to it. So there is the gnome here. And you can see she's got other different types of crafting ideas going on as well. She's exceptionally crafty when it comes to all of these things. There's the graph right there, and you can just kind of puzzle it together that you have. So you can get the downloadable PDF of the pattern if you would like to do that. And it's a really neat idea. She also has it in written format, just in case you prefer it that way as well. And it's just a really neat idea. So you can do the year of the gnome with Sarah from Repeat Crafter Me. And on these graphs, you just follow from the one side to the other. So let's just click on top of it. And let's just see what she has. It says it can download, get the written pattern format here. So you can get the written pattern formats that you see in order to do this kind of concept. So it's a really neat idea. And maybe you want to follow the year of the gnome with Sarah from Repeat Crafter Me. It's pretty self-explanatory on just being able to follow things in order to do it. And then you can get month by month. So just stay tuned with Sarah from Repeat Crafter Me.